anti-corruption in his 9 years as president of South Africa. After attempts to use the same court to stop his arrest, former President Zuma later surrendered to the authorities, knowing he could no longer resist arrest any longer. The consequence is a breach of law and order that Southern African nation is trying to resolve now. This has resulted in wanton destruction of life, property and businesses. In order to curtail the carnage, the government has deployed the military to assist the police. Some political commentators have described Zuma's situation as a paradox of some sort. A man who progressed from being a freedom fighter to becoming president and ended up in jail. He backed a 10-year prison term in 1963 for fighting the racist system of apartheid. He went on exile in 1975 before returning to South Africa in 1992. Victorious welcome. The 79-year-old, most celebrated political figure, will still have his day with the law to prove his innocence over 15 counts of racketeering, corruption, fraud, tax evasion and money laundering when he has served out his 15 months. There are, however, indications that a judge may rule this Friday whether or not to revoke his arrest, and the highest court of the country on Monday is likely to hear his request to overturn his conviction for contempt. This development is highly unprecedented in the Southern African nation, and this is where we shall be taking a look at the horse again. Jacob Zuma is a political dimension to his ordeal as he claims. What are the lessons? Is the ensuing riots not an indication of his political might and popularity? How can African better handle corruption cases against former presidents or leaders without the bloodshed, as we currently see in South Africa? Joining us from Lesotho in South Africa is Dr. Fatui Olufemi. Dr. Fatui is a lecturer at the South African National Health Training College, Maseru, Lesotho, and he is the immediate past president of the Nigerian Senior Diaspora Organization Lesotho chapter. Also, we're joined by Jude Chiadekaobi Peters, a real estate investor in Pretoria, same South Africa. Both are joining us from South Africa today. I will join you to continue the program. My guest coming in live from South Africa. After this break, it's going to be interesting. Thank you for taking the time to join us on the program. It's still Global Matters. We'll bring you global issues as they affect us in Africa and indeed their impact on us in Nigeria. Today we're looking at the South African situation, a very unfortunate situation. How could the arrest of a man who has failed to appear before a competent court of law to answer to charges of corruption, racketeering, tax evasion suddenly lead to very damaging riots that has resulted in unimaginable carnage in South Africa, leading to people putting businesses, over 17 people killed in this very unfortunate incident. And so, therefore, we have joining me now Dr. Fatui. Dr. Fatui Olufemi is a lecturer at National Health Training College in Lesotho. Dr. Fatui, thank you for taking the time to join us on the program. Good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Earlier on, we were talking about the weather in Lesotho. You told me it's just about 12 degrees. That appears a little bit cold, isn't that?
That is true. Temperature the maximum.
All right, we are enjoying the sunny weather here in Abuja. Unfortunately, maybe you should come home and enjoy some good summer here in Nigeria with us. All right, thank you. I'm also joined by Jude Peters. Jude is live in Pretoria, South Africa for us. Jude is a real estate investor. Jude, thank you for joining us on the program. Good afternoon, Jude. Hello, Jude.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Great.
Good afternoon to
Great to hear. Jude, what is the weather situation in Pretoria today? In Lesotho, just about 12. What is it like in Pretoria? Are you 12?
Lesotho is same as in South Africa. It's quite cold here as well. So maximum of 14 degrees.
Wow, so it's a cold situation there, even with the political situation in South Africa. It's a cold moment. How could, let me start with Dr. Olufemi, how could a charge of contempt of court for failure of a former president who refused to appear before a competent court of law to answer to charges of corruption suddenly become a big deal? You want to somebody give us what has happened? Dr. Olufemi.
Thank you very much. Viewers, what we witnessed lately, it is a very, very sad situation because these people who had perpetrated, I think they were waiting for the event, and they capitalized on the event of 7th of July when Jacob Zuma was unable to set aside through the High Court in Namarisburg his 15-month contempt of court conviction. So this was what really led to some people who are demonstrating that how can they be able to ensure that their former leader be treated in that manner. And this is what the miscreants were able to capitalize upon. And the resultant destruction of lives and properties, what we witness till today. Thank you.
Is this carnage we have seen in the last few days only in Joburg, or we have it in Lesotho and other cities in South Africa? Do you have a...
No, I think the problem is basically restricted to 2 provinces in South Africa. But you know the way the position of South Africa in the southern region. Whatever happens in South Africa equally must have resultant effect on the neighboring countries. For some 2 days now, we were unable to get access to petroleum products. There was a kind of panic buying because the logistics of transporting this product from South Africa to Lesotho has been disrupted in a way. So whatever that is happening there, in a way, automatically will have effect on the neighboring community, in which Lesotho, unfortunately, is a cold neighbor.
Very cool neighbor. All right, Jude, let me come to you. You are a real estate investor in Pretoria. How much of damage have we seen to businesses in Pretoria, and how well has this affected the Nigerian businesses, not only in Pretoria, that in Joburg or those cities where we've got these riots?
Thank you for having me. And just like my colleague has said, this is unprecedented. And apart from the destruction of businesses and the loss of life and also livelihood. This has really affected many, not just limited to those who are in the two cities of Johannesburg, Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, but also the entire country. And now the cost of damage is being estimated in the billions. The South African rand, it's being estimated to be in the range of 15 billion. Coming to your question about how it affects the real estate, so many real estate companies black real estate company in South Africa is estimating that the cost is running into millions of dollars, and up to 11,000 jobs lost as a result of this. So it's quite devastating. Not just there's a food, basic food are shorting in the shops right now.
All right, Jude, we have an issue with. Go on.
By now, if they know the cost of what has happened, but they are still counting the cost.
All right, I have an issue with your audio. While I'm with Dr. Olufemi, you quickly want to read the issue with your audio there. Let me go back to Dr. Olufemi here. Doctor, you were a former president of the Nigerian Diaspora Organization in Lesotho. What information have you heard about the Nigerian community in Johannesburg and those two cities that have been affected by this crisis, and even Lesotho? Do you have an idea if non-South African businesses that have been affected, especially Nigerian businesses, these are concerned, how many of us Nigerians there have been affected, either displaced or businesses looted? Do you have an idea what the situation is? The Nigerian Commission in South Africa helping out? Do you quickly want to brief us?
Thank you very much. There was a few days back, there was an unconfirmed video that was circulated around, and this group of gentlemen, around 3 a.m. in the night, they were able to run to a particular police station, and they were appealing to the policemen around to follow them to their respective business offices. That some hoodlums were attacking them, and I think these were men that were dealing with automobiles, and it's as if the accent of these people, quite frankly, sounded Nigerians, and it's as if these people were talking to people who have never understood their English language, and eventually they were not assisted according to the clip that we saw. Unfortunately, so many businesses were affected, and through the Consulate General Office in Johannesburg, they were ensuring Nigerians to not to go to those flash areas, and that means that some Nigerians could have been one way or the other affected. And I'm saying this positively because I have a particular friend, a close friend of mine, who had or has a surgery in Johannesburg. That a surgery was boggled, and everything there was carted away, and it's so unfortunate. And I'm sure this is a person who is close to me, and it cannot be an isolated Nigerians whose business was affected. Equally, there was a clip of a Nigerian lady too, whose shop were looted, and it goes later beyond foreigners, because we saw from all the videos malls were were burnt down, people were killed. But for now, there was no information that any of Nigerians, unfortunately, were killed in this process.
If my producer could just show us some of the clips that we have about shops being burnt and malls being burnt and the carnage we see as you speak is very devastating, very terrifying what we have seen there. I mean, knowing the fact, let me come to you, Jude, now, knowing that South Africa has this tendency for xenophobia, they take every opportunity to attack foreign businesses. Would you say South Africa is a kind of a safe place for non-South Africans? Jude?
Well, it's not quite safe, depending. You know, before I answer your question, let me confirm what the doctor said about the clips that were circulating. I can confirm, actually, that I know where the clips were coming from, the video in the clip. I know the street, because the gentleman who sent out this video is actually a member of our association that we've set up, you know, like the town community association of Nigerians we've set up here, of which I'm a executive member of. And when I saw the video, I could identify that, okay, this is this gentleman. He has a shop in this particular street where the looting took place on the early morning of Saturday. So I can confirm what Doctor said, you know, about the looting of Nigerian shops. Now, coming to your question, yes, we've seen a number of attack on foreign nationals here in South Africa, and the citizens, they take every opportunity and every little opportunity to attack foreign-owned businesses here. And with this particular incident that has happened now, it went beyond attacking foreigners and foreign-owned businesses, because it has a much more broader angle to it. It had a much more sinister motive to it. It's about political fight, you know, and obviously they took that opportunity and also attacked foreign-owned businesses. And it has the incidences that we've seen before have shown that foreigners are not actually safe in this country. You know, because whenever anything happens, the first target will always be foreign.
Very fortunate. It does appear to us here that South Africans have forgotten very quickly how Nigerians and other African countries rallied around them, supported them when they were under siege by apartheid. It's so unfortunate what is happening in South Africa. But doctor, let me come to you. As it stands, it appears, according to Jacob Zuma, this is a political witch hunt in the same party. The same party. How possible is that?
Yes, you know, when situation like that happened, people want to say or project themselves as a saint. You could remember, everybody could remember when this process of state capture inquiry started, and he was invited, and at a point he was attending, but he later said he was not going to attend anymore. And that was what led to the commission to approach the Constitutional Court. And the Constitutional Court said, hey, because you have violated, you have not been able to go to this commission, that means you have violated the process. And the condition that is attached to it is going to be 15 months imprisonment. And the people that were loyal to him were saying, you cannot judge him because he was not invited to the Constitutional Court, and that was why people now felt he was being witch hunt. The Constitutional Court was clear. If you are invited to a commission of inquiry, don't let us forget that even the sitting president attended this commission of inquiry, and I was so marveled that a sitting president could leave all immunity, waived it, and able to attend and present his own knowledge on what has transpired in the country. So what happens to a former president who doesn't have immunity? He should have attended, concluded, and waited for the findings of that commission of inquiry to come up before he could do anything. But be as it may, we know that no matter how it is, he will have his followers, and that was what led to people gathering that they were not going to allow the law enforcement to arrest him, and this is what led to the way and manner in which the miscreants were able to say, let us start looting, let us start burning down all this business outfit. There was a particular voice note that was circulated before, and people were saying that this was emanated from even the party members of the ruling party of the South Africa. Yeah. So these clips were saying that people should go out, burn down businesses, burn down South Africa, make it ungovernable because the former president is being targeted unduly. And we saw what happened thereafter, and the effect. It is very, very difficult.
All right, Doctor. Thank you so much for giving us some overview for what is happening in South Africa. Dr. Fatoyi Olufemi, live from Lesotho, South Africa. He is a lecturer at the South African National Earth Training College in Lesotho. Please keep safe, sir. Keep safe and pass that message to other Nigerians that you do know they should please keep safe. And also Jude Peters, live from Pretoria, South Africa. Jude, please also keep safe, and also send us a message from our entire Nigerians here in Nigeria. We'll say you guys should keep safe. Please do not be a hero. Do not take any risk. And we do hope that the Nigerian Consulate and High Commission in South Africa will do everything it can to continue to protect Nigerians and Nigerian interests in South Africa. Thank you, gentlemen, for taking your time to join us on the program today.
Thank you.
All right, this is how far we can go. This is how far we can go on our program today, where we've been taking a look at issues in South Africa. When we come back next week Friday, we're taking a look at other issues. Stay out of trouble. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.